Hi everyone, I'm Ron Cantor and you're watching Out of Zion on GODTV, and we're in Phoenix, Arizona, which is a far way out of Zion. And we're at the Messianic Leaders Roundtable Conference. It's a conference of hundreds of Messianic Jewish leaders, people in ministry to reach Jewish people with the good news of Yeshua. And I'm grabbing a few of the leaders here, and I'm still with Dr. Wayne Wilks. I want to talk, Wayne, about our history together, because we met in 1997-98 when you went to Odessa, Ukraine, from Dallas to Odessa. Why would you go there?
Well, Jonathan Burness, who's our great hero, was holding these large outreach festivals. Thousands of Jewish people were coming to the Lord. There needed to desperately be a school to train people to serve in this particular niche, because, as you know, Jewish people have unique objections to the gospel. So we had the privilege to represent this coalition with Dan Juster and others. And so here I am, a non-Jewish guy, going out to represent this Messianic Jewish coalition. So we landed in Ukraine with Valentina and Tatiana, my wife Bonnie, our children. And about 2 years into it, we had the great privilege to have you and Lana join us, because you're an amazing teacher. You're an amazing teacher, and you just labor just teaching those students, loving on those students. You and Lana, as two Jewish believers, being able to really impart something unique to them. And,
but it wasn't always easy for us.
No, it wasn't easy for any of us. I mean, I think we were all going through a lot of culture shock and a lot of difficulties.
Well, I remember arriving there and, of course, bringing our kids to a third world country. And, of course, Odessa is beautiful today, but back in the late 90s, it was awfully gray. And our first apartment, I remember waking up in the middle of the night, my daughter waking me up, and she's itching. I said, "No, it's okay, sweetheart." I put her back to bed, and I look in her bed, and I see these little jumping things. And that's when I realized I am on the other side of the world in an apartment where nobody speaks English. It's the middle of the night, and there are fleas all throughout our house. And I remember, I didn't know, I got in my bed. I literally cried myself to sleep. But the next day, I remembered I came to you, and I thought, Wayne's going to think I'm weak. If I come to him and tell him that we have fleas, he's probably going to say, "Well, Ron, everybody has fleas. Just deal with it." But I came to you, and you were so gracious, and we got into a new apartment.
Oh, Ron, look, those were the. Odessa's a beautiful city, and it was a beautiful city in the former days. But communism really made it pretty gray, and so we were there, and it was the Wild Wild West. Weren't too many Westerners there then, and there was only like one Western restaurant, you remember, that we go and eat there. But I'd always get a little depressed toward the end, because I knew my wife would be discouraged as soon as we walked out of there. So anyway, listen, God by His grace was using us, but boy, it was hard.
So you mentioned the one Western restaurant, because I remember that the steakhouse, that was like our refuge. We would, if we wanted to talk to anybody, it was us. There was nobody to. We didn't speak Russian or Ukrainian. And do you remember when we went on our sabbatical for a month? They blew up the steakhouse. Do you remember that?
Oh, you know what? I guess I do remember that. There were occasionally places getting blown up, but mafia people.
Apparently, the Jewish owner of the steakhouse wasn't willing to pay off the mafia guys, and so they blew up our favorite restaurant.
Well, those were exciting days, because despite the frailty of us and our weaknesses, we were seeing people come to the Lord. We were seeing these hungry, humble people. I can remember being the director of the school at Messianic, and waking up hearing the students. The heat went off. The students were down there praying. You could hear them praying. I woke up, saw my breath, and thinking, I want to stay in bed, but I'm the director of the school. I got to get up. But I think we were learning maybe more from them than they were from us.
Well, friends, thank you so much for joining us on Out of Zion. Make sure you go to GOD.TV so you never miss an episode, and find me, as always, at roncantor.com. Thank you so much, Wayne.
Thanks, Ron.
Please follow Ron on Twitter and Facebook at Ron S. Cantor to find out more about Ron and his ministry. For more information on GODTV and the Out of Zion programs, or to view these programs again, go to god.tv/Zion.